Hello everyone, over here and welcome back. In the last one, we were able to discover, or tame I guess you could say, this beast of a truck, the Pacific P16. And we're going to be putting it to the test, doing the contract called Floating Drill, which requires to get this oil rig, oil whatever you want to call it, semi-trailer, through here, which is very muddy, and all the way down to the port here. Let's see if we can't make this a nightmare, shall we? So the only upgrade I have on this is a better engine, second one down from the default one and the one it comes with. And other than that, there's no other add-ons or what. Well, there's the saddle high. I mean, I really wouldn't call that an upgrade. Game froze there for some reason. So one thing that's interesting about this is usually you have like gas tanks under the vehicle. The gas tank, if you can see, is behind the cabin and in between the cabin protector, which I don't see most trucks do, and I feel like there's a good reason for that. I don't know, I have to figure out why it's placed there. And actually it might be for ground clearance, because there's really nothing under there other than the frame. I mean, there's a toolbox there, but I mean, where else are you gonna put that? And actually that might be a battery box. There's a slight possibility that's a battery box. But usually on the newer trucks, they have those built into the steps. It's like the actual steps and like fold out and like there's the batteries. Actually, that might be just a Kenworth thing. I could be wrong. No, I know they do that on the Kenworth like T680s. I'm not sure if they do that on anything else. I mean, it might, maybe the International LT series. Oh, this isn't gonna end well if I'm gonna be pulling that big oil rig semi through here. Might have to go find another vehicle, which is Caterpillar 745C, because that might be able to help out. Then maybe if I took it out low, that would probably help as well. Got some spinning going on, got some mud out of the treads. So it was a little bit of a challenge to get through there. I mean, this thing's rocking off-road tires. Not the best tread. And there's no all-wheel drive, which is another flaw of this truck. That and the turning radius. Those are probably the two big things. The big downsides to this truck. But I mean, really, you gotta give it some slack for the turning radius because it has an always-on differential. That's pretty much the two rear axles are locked. So one can't spin faster or move faster than the other one. I guess you could say it's like trying to like, just like, I guess you could say trying to turn a wagon, I guess. And it's pretty much as if the two tires like in the back aren't able to move at all. I guess that's how you could explain it. And some of the reason for the off-road truck where they have a differential or always-on differential is because if one tire's just spinning and the other one's not, you know, you aren't really Oh, I took that too fast. And the other one isn't. No, you aren't really going to go anywhere. And if you have differential lock on where both are forced to go or move, then I guess you could say you're more likely to actually move. I'm not 100% familiar with that. That's just from what I've learned. It's actually pretty nice out here. Got the stars. Turn off the headlights. Oh yeah, that looked nice. Oh wow. I wonder if, is that a mountain or cloud in the distance? I feel like that's a cloud. Alright, do we have a road up here? We do. And to make sure. I don't want to go into like some mud pit or something. And then be stuck with no winch attachment points. I don't really have a truck that could get this out because this is just a big truck of metal, I guess you say. I mean, we don't want to offend the P16, but I mean, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Alright, I'm gonna turn it afternoon so you guys can see the trailer we're gonna be hauling. And that's the sideboard trailer. Also, one thing I'm seeing, there's a pintle hitch in the front. Could I attach? No, I can't. I mean, what I can do is I can do this, which is technically, sorta, it being attached, but it's not actually attached. It'd be nice if that was an actual thing. Although some people might think it's OP, and I lined myself totally up wrong. As I was saying, it might seem totally OP, but really, for like a dolly trailer, it's almost impossible to like back up. And then if you're trying to, whoops. And then if you're trying to like drive at like cruise speed with that, like how is that gonna work? And then with, you know, a standard trailer that's not a dolly, or maybe the dolly's locked, how would that work? Because you have to worry about, you know, moving a certain way to get the trailer angled right, and then you turn one way too far or too fast and the whole thing gets messed up. Really, it wouldn't be OP, it'd just be a waste of your time. Unless you have like hydraulics hooked up, maybe like you take out the front axle of this or something, and then you make the tires to the trailer drive. Okay, they do all the work, whatever. At that point, that would not be such a waste of time. Although that wouldn't be realistic, because I've never seen really anything like that. I'm sure there's probably vehicles in the world that, you know, cabins behind the bed or whatever. But I'm saying like you got a straight up semi, and you do those modifications to it. I'm gonna take the detour here. Actually, no, just for the fun of it, I'm not gonna take the detour. And kids, don't do this at home. So I recommend you buckle up, because shit's about to get real. See if I can't flip here. And maybe not stall as well. The trailer finds some rock, and that's me tipping over. There we go. No need to take the detour. Detours at least in snow and I feel like tend to tend to take more time than the actual road. So sometimes, at least for this case, it's just been better idea to take the actual road than a detour. But I mean, if you don't feel like, or maybe you're playing hard mode and you don't feel like taking the risk, then you know, detour is worth it. But in my opinion, sometimes risking it for the biscuit is just worth it. And yes, I took that from Spencer TV because I could. Just for the fun of it and see if you guys actually notice. Alright. The rest of it for a minute is just gonna be driving to get the mud bug, so I'm just gonna skip till then and save some time. Alright, it took me long enough, but I managed to get to the mud bug. Now to actually see if this truck will make it through, which I hope it does. I don't feel like this becoming a nightmare. Alright, so far so good. I think I would just stay on the edge here, I'll be fine. Although I feel like I'm gonna jinx it. Who knows, maybe Snowrunner feels like being generous today. Although I highly doubt that. I guess I'm saying that in a joking way. No, give me the tree up front, winch to that. I'm get going a little bit faster. Oh, come on, the end is just right up there. And watch if I were to get stuck just right here. And there we go, I made it. Let's go. I mean, it definitely should have not taken as long as it did. But I mean, at least I didn't have to get another vehicle involved, which I'm happy about, so I'm really not going to complain. Let's see if we can take this one, turn wide enough to not make this a problem. Yeah, we had enough wheels, we're fine. Alright, so I'm just gonna skip to the port. If I don't fall off here. Save on some time. Because really it's just gonna be driving. Oops, wrong button. Because really it's just gonna be driving on this road. Just really, you know, what you see, every single one. Alright, and I made it to the port, and I managed not to flip. Which is another good thing. I guess the flip counter for this one is going to be 0 so far. I'm realizing in the previous episode I made, I never added the flip counter, but I think the flip counter totals like 3 or 4. Wow. But there we go. Disposal of all junk. Actually, no, that's the company thing it's working towards. The actual contract was floating drill. Blackbird is 100% satisfied. Maybe now my boss will get off my back. So, for now. Sweet, there's that contract done. And what did that open up? Mountain delivery. And I haven't gone to Mountain River yet. Need to do that. I think I'm not going to need this truck anytime soon, so I'm going to leave it right here in front of this bay door. International Pay Star. It's time to go on an adventure and get another vehicle. Mountain River, which I think will be very useful. Oh, and there's a curb there. Actually, I'm just remembering now, I ranked up to level 9. Let's see, does that give me anything good? No. At least not for tires. Kind of a disappointment. Come on, truck, let's turn. Well, you know, I'm just remembering now I have the off-road gearbox, and for what I'm going to be doing with this, I'm going to want it. Except actually, what kind of tires are on this? Oh wait, this has off-roads. This has all-terrains. Actually, now that I'm here, I think I'm going to swap out the Paystar for the Royal BM17. Because it has off-road tires. And now it has a nice off-road gearbox. Which is going to be nice. Because now we have low plus and low minus. And yes, it's low plus and low minus. It isn't low high and low low. It's low plus and low minus. If you say it's low high and low low, you're weird. And then don't take that too far. Oh, there's my truck from the Paystar. So for those of you who are curious, there's going to be a roadblock here, which just takes one metal beam. It's not a bad roadblock to go around. And then from here, you're going to go this way on this road. Actually, no, my bad. You're going to stay on this road, and then there's the gateway right there. Mountain River, the other one's White Valley. You have to go through on another side to get to it, so that's going to be locked. But this right here that's highlighted here is probably going to be the best route to get to Mountain River. And also another thing I should probably add is Mountain River is not a hard map. It's pretty easy, it is pretty small. Although it does not have a garage. Nope. More engine damage. And neither does Pedro Bay. It's something like that. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. But no, this is Mountain River and Pedro Bay are the only ones that don't have a garage. Northport, which is the one we're on currently, and White Valley are the only two that have a garage in this region. Doing some three-wheel action there. Might as well stop here for some fuel. Do what do you want to call it, like a stop and go, I guess. Not gonna stop for fuel. We're just gonna wirelessly fuel up. It's a new trend now. I'm just realizing those are solar panels up there. At least it looks like it. I don't know. Those solar panels? You guys put your opinion down below. Isn't it nice to be back in my river? we've never been here before. Oh, that makes no sense. Alright, I have made it to Mountain River. I forgot to include the part where I actually get to the gateway. Just so you guys know what it's actually like. Anyways, oops, truck will stay. Now it is time to go through here and up here, and we're gonna go all the way over here. As you can see, can you guys guess what that truck is? I'm just realizing I already listened to the name of it or said it. Anyways, we're gonna get that. And then most likely, oh. That's a great start. Well, I definitely flipped the truck on purpose just so I get another truck out here with more repair points. I also realized, I definitely realized that I was gonna need more repair points. That was definitely on purpose. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? And most likely flip again. Full speed through here because there isn't any good attachment points or winch attachment points. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Almost flipped there. If I kept going as fast as I would have flipped there. There's gonna be a gas station up here. And I'm gonna stop this one there. Because it's going a little bit longer than usual, and once I get the other vehicle back up here at the KMC 500, this is going to be a little bit longer than usual. We'll have a part 2, which is most likely going to be all on retrieving the Caterpillar, because it's kind of a long process to retrieve things. He's got to like bring it down to the sawmill. So what happens is, take the truck from here and out there, this road down here, and somewhere, oh wait, here's sawmill. Nope, that's not sawmill. Okay, somewhere around here I'll probably have an image of map runner up on where it is, and probably the whole thing like mapped out or whatever. Also, another thing I should have mentioned in the previous one is screenshots of all the map locations that was on map runner, which is like a free thing. I'm not sure the creators of it or whatever, but it's just something, you know, you type in like maprunner.com, whatever browser, and it'll give you upgrade locations, really whatever you want or expect, like mud density, snow density, and all that. For SnowRunner and Expeditions, there might be a few different add-ons because, you know, it's a totally different game. I would assume they're going to do the same for Roadcraft eventually. I have not played Roadcraft, so I'm not sure if it'd be necessary or not. Although I would assume that they'd have something out on Map Runner for Roadcraft eventually, because, you know, it's like the other one in the series, I guess you could say, or another game that's kind of the same by the developers. But yeah, I highly recommend it if you like need to figure out like a good path or something, how to scout it out something, or need to find that one upgrade that you've been waiting forever to find. It's nice. I don't really use it too much, because when I started playing SnowRunner, I just YouTubed like how to find this truck and that truck. Like I would go on a spree for like a certain amount of time, just looking at I guess Mr. Lone Wolf guide, and there was some other person. But I'd look at most of their guides on how to find these vehicles and upgrades and all that. And so that's where I found, or I guess to say, got all my knowledge that I have in the game. And, there's obviously stuff that I've figured out just purely from myself. Anyway, oh, handbrake. Anyways, that's it for this one. So see you guys in the next one.